All right, picture a scenario. I guarantee almost everyone listening right now has either witnessed this
Or live through it.
or if you're being really honest, yeah, lived through it yourself. You have an employee. Let's
Yeah.
call her Sarah.
Okay, I think I know where this is going. Sarah is the rock star.
Exactly. Sarah is your superstar. She's flawless. She's reliable, efficient. She, beats every single deadline.
Exceeds every expectation. The one you wish you could just clone.
Right. So naturally, a management position opens up. Who do you look at?
You look at Sarah.
You look at Sarah, you promote her. It seems obvious. It's the standard corporate reward, isn't it?
It feels like the logical next step. Or, well, so we
So
think.
you promote her. Fast forward 6 months. You walk past Sarah's office. She looks exhausted. I mean, bags under the eyes, hasn't slept in a week, exhausted.
Then the team?
Her team is disengaged, maybe even a little resentful. Deadlines are slipping. And everyone, including you, is just standing there wondering what on earth went wrong.
That is the classic superstar trap.
Is that what we're calling it?
That is exactly what it is. And frankly, it's probably the single most common and most expensive mistake that organizations make.
Expensive how?
You take your best asset, your best individual contributor, and you turn them into a struggling and often a liability of a manager.
That's just heartbreaking when you put it that way.
It is. You lose a great doer and you gain a bad boss. It's a lose-lose.
Well, that is exactly what we are unpacking today. We're doing a deep dive into a really fascinating new article from Phoenix Performance Partners. It's actually the capstone piece, the culmination of their Elevate Everyone series they've been putting out this February.
It's a great piece of work. What I love about it is that it doesn't just say, bad management is bad. It really tackles the core tension of career growth.
Right.
It's all about that fundamental identity shift from getting things done yourself to growing people who get things done.
And that sounds like such a simple phrase, growing people who get things done. But apparently it's the hardest career shift most people will ever make.
Oh, without a doubt.
So our mission for this deep dive is to figure out why promoting your best doer without a plan is just a recipe for disaster.
And what to do instead.
And more importantly, to look at the specific framework that Phoenix Performance Partners offers for identifying actual leadership potential, not just high performance.
Which, as we're about to see, are two completely different things.
See, that's the part that really threw me at first. I always assumed high performance was the best indicator of leadership potential.
It's a common assumption.
Like, if you're good at the game, you should be the coach, right?
Not necessarily. In fact, the article argues that your technical expertise can often become the biggest barrier to becoming a great leader.
How so?
Well, let's go back to Sarah. What makes her a great doer?
Control, speed, personal execution.
Exactly. She can sit down and just crush the code or the report. Those are her superpowers.
Yeah.
But those are often the exact opposite of what you need to lead.
Because leading isn't about you doing it.
Precisely. The article opens with a great quote from John F. Kennedy. Leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. And that's the key. The transition requires unlearning what made you successful in the first place.
Okay, so let's talk about that doer identity crisis. Because the article paints this really vivid picture of what's going on inside Sarah's head.
Right.
She gets the promotion, she walks into the new office, sits in the big chair, and then what?
Well, she does what worked before. She tries to win using the same toolkit.
Flawless execution, personal quality control.
Which sounds good on paper. I mean, you want a manager who cares about quality.
Of course.
But not if they're achieving it by doing all the work themselves. The source describes the symptoms perfectly. The new leader starts working harder, putting in longer hours.
They're the first one in, last one out.
And they jump in to fix every little problem because, let's be honest, they can do it faster and better than their team.
Oh, I have absolutely had that boss. The one who hovers, watches you struggle for 30 seconds, and then just says, here, move over, let me just do it.
It's so demoralizing, right? But here's the thing. Inside that leader's head, they think they're saving the day. They're thinking, I'm helping the team by removing this blocker.
But they're actually creating a bottleneck. They are the bottleneck.
Precisely. And the internal narrative for that new leader becomes, well, tragic. They're thinking, I'm working harder than ever. I'm doing the work of 3 people, but I'm failing. My team isn't stepping up.
And then it becomes...
Maybe I'm just not cut out for leadership.
And that's the real tragedy. They aren't bad leaders, necessarily. They're just completely confused about what the job is now.
They're operating on the wrong software. Nobody told them the rules of the game changed.
They're still trying to win through task completion.
instead of capacity building.
Task completion versus capacity building. That is the shift.
That is the whole ball game.
Okay, so let's unpack how to actually make that shift. The source lays out this stop-start framework that I found so helpful because it's really specific.
It's not that vague delegate more advice we've all heard.
Exactly. So, first one, you have to stop solving every problem.
And you have to start developing problem solver.
That is so hard, though. When you know the answer, just sitting on your hands is like physically painful.
It is excruciating. It takes so much patience. If a team member comes to you with an issue, the doer in you just wants to say, do X, Y, and Z.
Need done with it.
But the leader has to bite their tongue and say, that's interesting. What do you think we should do?
Which takes longer.
In the moment. Oh, way longer. But if you solve it, they never learn. And they'll be back at your desk for the next problem. You create a dependency loop.
So you take the hit on time now to save way more time later?
You got it. Okay, the second shift. Start proving your value through your own output.
And start proving your value through your team's output.
This is a massive ego hit. It really is.
Yeah, you have to sort of mourn the loss of your old self. You don't get that dopamine rush of clicking send on the big project anymore.
You become invisible in a way. If your team wins, you win. If you need to be the hero of the story, you will fail as a leader, period.
And the third one?
Stop relying on your technical skills. Start developing coaching and delegation skills.
This one is huge. Just because you're the best salesperson doesn't mean you know how to coach a junior rep who's just struggling with rejection.
Totally different muscle groups. One is about persuasion, the other is about empathy and development.
So if we accept that being a super doer isn't the same as being a leader, we need a new definition. The article splits performance potential from leadership potential.
And this is critical for anyone listening who hires or promotes people.
Okay.
Performance potential is the ability to execute work at increasingly complex levels themselves. That's Sarah. That's your superstar.
Got it.
Leadership potential is the ability to grow capacity in others so the work gets done through them.
I love that phrase, grow capacity. It's not just managing tasks, it's literally expanding what the team is capable of.
Precisely. And here's the kicker. Someone can be a genius at execution, a top coder, a brilliant strategist, without having a single ounce of the mindset required to build capacity in others.
Right, and that doesn't make them a bad person.
No, not at all. It just means if you promote them based solely on their performance, you are absolutely setting them up to fail.
Which leads us to the million-dollar question. If I can't just look at who completes the most tasks, what should I be looking for?
Yeah, because we usually look at lagging indicators. What did you do last quarter?
Right?
The article gives us 5 specific leading indicators. These let you spot leadership before someone even has the title.
Okay, so these 5 indicators are basically the cheat code. Let's run through them. Indicator number 1, helping others succeed naturally.
This is about looking for the person who is already acting like a multiplier. Just look around your office. Who's the person that, when they finish their work, turns to their colleague and says, hey, do you need a hand with that?
Or the person who explains a complex process to a newbie without even being asked?
Yes. And watch who genuinely celebrates other people's wins. The key insight here is that they already get satisfaction from helping their teammates grow.
It's the capacity building mindset in its rawest form.
It is. You contrast that with the knowledge hoarder.
Oh, the hoarder. We all know one.
The one who keeps processes secret because it makes them feel indispensable. I'm the only one who knows how to fix the server.
That's a huge red flag.
It's a leadership dead end.
Yeah.
If they share knowledge freely, that's potential.
Okay, indicator number 2. Seeing systems, not just tasks. This feels like moving from looking at a single tree to looking at the whole forest.
Exactly. Most individual contributors are focused on their one piece of the puzzle. I need to get this report done by Friday.
The task.
The task.
Yeah.
The emerging leader asks, wait, why are we doing this report on Friday if the marketing team doesn't even look at it until Tuesday?
They're connecting the dots.
They're looking at the whole chain of events. They ask, how does my work impact the other department? If you have someone asking questions about the process, not complaining, but actually trying to improve the flow for everyone, that's a strategic mind at work.
They want to improve the machine, not just turn the crank.
Perfect analogy.
Indicator number 3, influence without authority. This is a classic, but the article frames it really nicely.
It's the ultimate test, really. Leadership isn't the title on the door, it's what happens in the room. Look for the people who shape conversations in meetings.
The informal leader.
Exactly. When things are chaotic, Who do people kind of look to? Who rallies others around an idea? Or even who resolves conflicts between peers?
That's a big one.
A huge one. If they can de-escalate a tense situation between two colleagues without needing a manager to step in, they're showing they are ready to use formal power well.
Because they can already influence people when they have zero power.
That's it. If people listen to you when they don't have to, they'll definitely listen when you're the boss.
Okay, indicator number 4. Actively pursuing growth. Is this just willing to learn? Because everyone says that in an interview.
No, this is more aggressive than that. The article calls it a learning orientation. It's not waiting for HR to assign some training module. It's hunting for growth.
So they're the ones asking for the stretch assignments.
Yes.
Yes.
And this is crucial. They ask for feedback. And not just, hey, did I do good? They ask, how could I have done that better?
And they don't get defensive when you tell them.
That's the key. They apply the feedback immediately. This predicts they'll survive that hard leadership transition because they see struggle as a chance to learn, not as a sign they're failing.
Which brings us to indicator number 5. And the expert in the article seems to think this might be the most important one, handling discomfort with resilience.
I would argue this is the deal breaker. If you don't have this, the other 4 just don't matter.
Why is it so critical?
Because leadership is uncomfortable, period. It's difficult conversations. It's delivering bad news. It's making decisions with only half the information.
Yep. It's letting others struggle so they can learn.
That anxiety, yes. So to spot this, just observe them when things go wrong. When a project goes off the rails or a client is upset, what is their immediate reaction?
Do they panic or blame?
Exactly. Do they look for someone to blame? It's not my fault marketing didn't send the brief. Or do they stay curious and say, okay, this is a mess. How do we fix it?
It's that problem solver mindset versus the victim mindset.
Yes. Resilience in the face of discomfort predicts leadership success way more than technical brilliance ever could.
So we have these 5 indicators: helping others, seeing systems, influence, pursuing growth, and resilience. This is basically an assessment framework.
It is. And the article suggests using this as a kind of checklist.
Yeah.
If someone shows most of these traits, they have potential. But, and this is a huge but,
They still aren't ready to just be thrown in the deep end.
which is usually what happens. Congrats on the promotion. Here's your team. Good luck.
The sink or swim method.
Which is why we have the superstar trap. So the article outlines a plan for setting them up for success. We have to bridge that gap between potential and reality.
Okay, so step 1 is name the shift.
It sounds so obvious, but almost nobody does it. You have to be explicit. You sit them down and say, your job is about to change completely. You will not be successful by being the best doer anymore.
You redefine success for them before day 1.
You have to tell them if you're the hero, you are failing. If you don't say that out loud, they will default to trying to be the hero.
Step 2, normalize discomfort. I like this one. It takes the shame out of the struggle.
This is pure empathy. You tell them you are going to feel weird, you're going to feel incompetent, you're going to feel like you aren't doing any real work. That doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're learning.
That's huge. If they expect it to be hard, they won't panic when it is hard.
Exactly. Then you get tactical.
Step 3 is provide structure.
This means regular coaching on the mindset, not just the tasks. Maybe putting them in a peer cohort with other new leaders so they can vent and learn together.
So they realize they aren't the only one drowning.
Right. And giving them explicit permission to delegate. You actually have to say, I want you to give this project to Mark. I know you can do it faster, but your job now is to make sure Mark can do it.
And step 4 is teach new skills. The article mentions developmental one-on-ones.
Most new managers treat one-on-ones as status updates. Is the project done? Okay, good.
That's a project management meeting.
Right. A developmental one-on-one is, how did you approach that problem? What would you do differently next time? It's coaching.
But you can't just tell someone to coach their team.
No, you have to teach them how to have that conversation, how to delegate for development, which means giving someone a task specifically to help them learn, even if it takes longer.
It's all about playing the long game.
It is. And the source connects this to their whole month's theme. Individual agency, managerial aspiration, onboarding, it all leads to this moment.
You create a pipeline, not a gap.
Exactly. You avoid that pipeline break where you suddenly realize you've run out of prepared leaders.
That's the why it matters for senior leaders listening. But for an individual contributor, this is a roadmap.
Yeah, you can look at these 5 indicators today and ask yourself, okay, I'm good at my job, but am I helping others? Am I thinking systemically?
You can start acting like a leader before you ever get the promotion.
And that's usually how you get the promotion.
So let's wrap this up with something actionable, the try this today takeaway. The article gives a challenge that I think is fantastic for anyone managing a team.
It's a simple assessment exercise. I want you to identify 3 people on your team. Doesn't matter if they're junior or senior. Just pick 3 people.
And assess them against the 5 indicators.
Yes, an honest assessment. Put aside their sales numbers for a second. Ask, do they help naturally? Do they see systems? Do they have influence? Do they pursue growth? Are they resilient?
It forces you to change your entire filter.
It does. And then choose one person who shows that potential but hasn't been promoted yet. Maybe they aren't even your top performer on paper. Schedule a conversation.
And what do you say? Surprise, I think you're a leader.
No, no, keep it low stakes. Use the naming potential approach. You just say, hey, I've noticed something about you. I saw how you helped the team with that project. I saw how you stayed calm when things got chaotic.
Be specific. Validate the behavior.
Yes. And then you ask them this one question. Have you thought about what leadership would require differently from you?
Ooh, that is a powerful question.
It forces them to stop thinking about a promotion as just a reward and start thinking about it as a completely different job.
You're planting the seed of that mindset shift before they even get the offer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And hopefully you save them from that doer identity crisis down the road.
You know, the final thought the article leaves us with is something I think I'm going to print out. The hardest moment in a career isn't getting promoted, but realizing you're still trying to succeed the old way.
It's the truth. True leadership isn't about fixing things. It's about building the people who fix things. And once you accept that, everything changes.
And that is where we will leave it for this deep dive. Whether you're a leader trying to let go of that doer mindset or you're spotting the next generation of talent, remember, capacity building is the name of the game. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.